Hey everybody, what's up? Storm Ranger Gamer here. Gonna go over some of the items that you need to know about when you're gonna jump into Helldivers 2. One of the main things is right now, to the best of my knowledge, there's been no expansion packs. There's something that comes out every couple months or so called a war bond. So you go in and you pick up super credits down on the planet for free, and you accumulate super credits, and once you've gotten enough super credits, usually 1,000, you buy a war bond. That unlocks the war bond. That's it. It doesn't give you anything. Then you have to spend your medals that you get from doing missions and stuff on the different weapons and armor and everything else that you have from doing your missions and everything. So that's the way someone like me has every weapon. I've got every stratagem. I've got, whoa, yay, great. Whereas other guys that are just starting out, they're like, man, my weapon sucks. And their primary weapon, their secondary weapon, even their grenades are kind of terrible. But that's how you start out when you begin the game. So don't get discouraged if you start running the game and you're playing with other people that are max level or even close to it, and you're trying to compare your experience or your contribution to the match to theirs. And as far as like kills and everything else, the best thing that you can do is just don't die. Try to stay alive. Do a build that will keep you alive as you're leveling up, because that's really what helps the team the most. It's not how many kills you get or how well you help on the side objectives or the main objective. Just don't die. Stay with the group and try to stay alive. So that's the best advice I can give you right away. So the one thing I want to do is kind of jump in the game, because if you're going to start playing the game, you kind of need to know a little bit about it, because it's not like, oh, hey, here's a little tutorial on how to do everything. And I didn't find that anywhere in the game, and I actually got kicked. When I started playing, I actually got kicked from groups because I wasn't bringing down stratagems. I didn't know what they were. I wasn't using boosters, didn't know what they were. So I kind of wanted to just go through that a little bit here. So I don't think you can hear the game, and that's fine. It's not really the point of the... I'm not going to get on and start shooting and killing stuff. I'm just going to get on the ship and kind of show you what you need to know and what you should work for. So you got your super credits. So here. So up in the top right corner, you see that I got my medals are all maxed out. I got like 1,255 super credits. That's from, you get them like 10 at a time down on the planet. So that tells you how many times you got to actually find super credits, and they're not very common. My medals are maxed out, so you got your requisition slips, you got your super credits, you got your medals, then you got your 3 different types of samples. You got common sample, rare samples, and these like uranium samples or something. We call them super rares. So anyway, so all this is the kind of the currency that you're going to have in the game. And no, you don't have to pay cash out of your pocket for any of them. Now, where are we going to use these? Kind of what I started talking about before is every couple months they're going to come out with a war bond. And it has all sorts of fun stuff in it you can buy. But you see where it says down here standard war bond? And I think somebody just jumped in my Discord and started talking to me. Alright, so we'll go back. Alright, so where are you going to spend these? So me's are on my keyboard. So these are the different war bonds. And as you can tell, there's been quite a few since the game is released. Each one of these has a set of different things that you can buy. Not really sets, just individual items that you can buy using your medals. And the way you unlock these, like this one here is a premium Urban Legends premium war bond. That's unlocked. So I think I have one here that still isn't unlocked yet. Let me see. I think it was the kill zone one. Anyways, we'll just stop right here. So right here it says premium warbond unlocked. That means that I already spent 1,000 super credits to just unlock this. Once you unlock it, you can open it up, and then you can spend your medals, which are these up here in the corner, on the different items on these 3 pages. Some have 2. Some warbonds have 1 page, 2 pages. Some have like 4. So they're all different. The weapons are very different. Armor isn't too different sometimes. And then there's also, you know, cosmetics and stuff, and you can actually buy more super credits with your medals, which I highly suggest doing, because that's 100 super credits for, you know, like just medals. Medals are easy. You just get those for completing missions. So the one thing you need to do is start farming some super credits on lower levels that are easy for you and quick, and run around the planet on your mission and pick up all the super credits you can find. Because getting all of these unlocked and getting all the items from here, chemical agents was an awesome one. They had a little one for Halo. Oh, here's the kill zone one. So as you see, look, see, this is locked. I can't buy anything in here because I'm not spending $1,500 on this kill zone one, because honestly the weapons suck. So I'm not gonna waste my super credits on buying that. Dust Devils, and that was alright. Yeah, this, what did this have? This had something kind of cool. Oh yeah, the Coyote. They are too, so yeah, it's like a incendiary medium armor penetrating. That's a pretty damn good weapon. So that was worth it. But anyways, so I'm trying to get you to really understand, you know, you get medals from doing missions and completing them. You get super credits by finding them down on the planet. Excuse me. Then, something that people didn't even know after they've leveled up a couple times is you got to come over here, which your ship might be not expanded as this. It might only come up to right here. Once you level your ship up, this expands for some reason, I guess. So anyways, you have to unlock all of these stratagems. And yes, there's a lot of them. And some of them are a level requirement as well. So you can't just buy everything once you get all this stuff. And I think these cost samples. So this is actually where you're going to spend your samples at. It's unlocking all that good stuff. And then there's also ship modules, which, you know, decreases cooldown for all backpack stratagems by 10%. Barrage orbitals fire 1 additional salvo per barrage. So these things upgrade your individual ship. So those you want to do. Vehicle customization, and this is just a cosmetic. You can rename it, change your ship name, no big deal. But stratagems and your ship modules, more your stratagems than anything, are very, very important. Unlocking all these different weapons. Yeah, that's a pretty cool. The expendable napalms are sweet, and those are kind of a new weapon. So they are adding new weapons and new stratagems, primary weapons. What I mean by primary weapons, so let me do the stratagems. These you have to call down from your ship after you're already on the planet. Now these over here are your weapons. So you got your primary weapon, secondary weapon, and your grenades. And what I mean about unlocking all of those war bonds and getting all the extra weapons and stuff that you have to choose from, like right here under assault rifle, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've got 10 assault rifles. My buddy that's playing the game, he's only got like 5 because he hasn't unlocked all the war bonds yet. So that means I have twice as many guns to select from. And depending on what mission you're on and what faction you're fighting, you might switch out your weapons. And like I said, look, there's assault rifles, marksman rifles I don't use very often, but the diligence is kind of cool. Submachine gun, MP98 Knight, phenomenal weapon. Shotguns. So not everybody will have all the same weapons I've got. I've got every weapon except for like one kill zone gun. And the same thing with the secondaries. You know, a lot of people, the ultimatum, everybody's got to have that. It's so helpful. And some people are just running around with like this thing that you start out with, which is an effective weapon, but nowhere near as effective as this thing for taking out elites. And then also on the grenades, I think you start out with like a high explosive grenade and like maybe a frag or something. And you've got dynamite, and this has a bigger AoE. You got impact grenades, you got incendiaries. These are like an arc. They jump around like a little jumping what is that? A jumping bean? Mexican jumping bean. That's kind of racist, but anyways. And it just jumps all over the place and shoots out lightning bolts. Really cool. This right here is an incendiary one. Spins around in a circle. It's kind of like a firework. But anyway, so some people only have like half of what you see on my page, if that. But that's because they've got to unlock all that stuff in the war bonds. So the war bonds are very, very important. Same thing with the armory. Is you get your armor from the war bonds or the superstore, but I highly suggest getting them from the war bonds. Because the armor there's light armor, medium armor, heavy armor. And they got different status effects and different things to help you stay alive. And you're going to switch those out again depending on what faction you're fighting, what kind of weapons you're even using. Now, another thing which took me a while to really figure out are boosters. When you first start out, you don't have any, but everybody else does. You're like, what the hell? So, boosters are things that when you're in your pod, you put in all your stratagems, and then you can select one booster. So, like if I select the heart, no one else can. It'll gray it out for them. And then, so like the heart's a good one, provides minor damage reduction from all sources for all Helldivers. Hey, rock on. Then another one that we take is this one. Helldivers come out of the Hell Pod fully stocked on ammo, grenades, and stims. If not, when you land, you only got half your clips or whatever. My favorite here is whenever you use your stim to heal yourself, you can run really, really, really fast. And usually when you're stimming yourself, you're in a world of shit. So you want to stim and run away. The other one that we use a lot is this one. Increases our stamina capacity and recovery. Sometimes if we're doing some stuff we're having problems with, increased reinforcement or flexible reinforcement budget, sometimes we use those. If you're farming samples, this booster here gives Helldivers a 15% chance to retrieve twice the samples on a sample pickup. So that's kind of a really good one if you have someone that's that needs samples and you're gonna do some farming. Just to brag a little bit, this is my career. I'm shooting for 1 million kills. I'm at 947,000. So yes, you can tell I've played just a little bit on max level. So you got your primary weapon, your secondary weapon, and your throwables. Make sure you read and kind of figure out and play around with them. Don't just stick with one. Figure out what works best for you, because like these right here says they only do 300 damage and this one does like 1,000. Oh, that'd be great. The thing is though, this seems to have a bigger AoE the way it explodes, and so I actually I prefer the pineapple over the dynamite actually. So you're never really gonna know what you want. And then the thermite, when you throw them, it sticks on them. And it does 2,000 damage. So these are good for taking out elites. So you learn little things like that when you're playing the game and from watching other people. So you got your primary weapons and your weapon management over here. You got your stratagem management, your ship modules management down there. This is where all the fun happens. This is where whoever's running the ship is actually gonna pick what missions you go on and everything else. You're along for the ride. If you're on your own ship, you're in charge of picking the missions, and even like I'm on level 9, so you can put it all the way back down to like, I don't know, say at 3, and go down there and kick butt, because it's really easy, and farm a bunch of super credits. Or even test out your weapons. Another thing that a lot of people don't realize is you see on the map here, there's 3 different colors. There's 3 different factions. There's 3 different enemies. This is the bug area, the Terminids. This down here is the Illuminate. Which is weird. It says Terminids up here, but I don't see the word Illuminate down here, which is kind of strange. So this is the Illuminate. I figured they'd have their name on it. Then up here, yeah, see, like it says the automatons. So these are like up here in the red is fighting robots. Down here in the purple, there's a whole storyline about the Illuminate. So you're kind of fighting like zombies almost that are on the planet, and they used to be people that live there. They've been transformed by some alien race that has invaded and taken over our colony. So you're fighting those guys and the alien race. So you're fighting spaceships in the sky and these walkers that look like they're from the movie War in the Worlds that have a shield and everything. So, and then you got the robots, which is like literally it's like being in a Terminator movie and the Terminator series. You know, you're fighting these robots and all this, and so you're gonna get shot at a lot in this one. You're gonna get a shot at a little bit in this one, not as much. But still, each one of these has different builds you're going to want to bring, different weapons, different armor, different play style. So each one is very, very different. Right? And the missions are different too. Like on bugs, you're going to go down and like I'm going to emergency evacuation. But then over here, you know, oh, this is the inner city one. Sabotage the supply bases, which you won't have that one over on bugs. So each different faction has a little bit different missions to do. So it really does help mix the game up a little bit if you want to. Me, I prefer bugs. I kill bugs all day long and I love it. But some of the guys I run with, they love bots, so I'll take a day or an evening and split it half and half. We'll do bots for half the night and go back to bugs, you know, or something like that, just for a nice break in the game. And the Illuminate, and they have added new bad guys to the Terminids. There's like multiple different races of bugs they've added. The Rupture strain, the Predator strain, these flying cockroach things. On the Illuminant, they've added these strafing stingray fighter jets. They've added these meat blobs. The automatons, they've added all sorts of crazy stuff up there. New walkers that'll kick your ass. Lava planets. What else was that one thing that they added? Oh, it's not coming to me. Anyways, they're always adding more, not always, but they've been adding stuff over time to keep the game interesting and keep it challenging. That's why those people that are still our max level, we don't really get anything from it. We're still playing the game and having fun because they keep adding stuff. And we need to help other people that are just starting or leveling up, help them get everything unlocked and everything else. So figure out what level, you know, you can run with friends, you can run by yourself, but you got to set the level accordingly. Oh yeah, and if you get the like super not expansion, the super citizen edition, you'll have this little stratagem hero game. Which, wait, hold on. Enter any stratagem room, put shirt. Alright, so it's just a fun little game. I died. That was terrible, by the way. So anyways, you'll have that little game on your ship. So this is your individual ship. People can come here up to 4, run with you. Once you choose your mission, you jump in your hell pod. Oh yeah, while I'm doing it, I can kind of show you. Let me just grab something here. I'm not gonna go down. So once someone picks somewhere to go, Waiting for the music to subside a little. So this is where you put your stratagems, the squares. So if you have them unlocked, they'll be here. And they're kind of categorized. You got your sentries down here. You got your blues, which are usually things that you put on your body and carry with you. And then your orbitals that you call down from your ship, which are like kaboom, you know, bombs and shit. And so as you unlock these, and they all have very, very different uses and different features. The Emancipator exosuit, the walkers, those are a lot of hella fun once you get them. Then in the yellow square, this is where you pick your booster that I was talking about. Once you get them and unlock them, so you go through. You can just fill this in. Got my 4. And I'm gonna select my booster, and then you're ready up. Also, a lot of people don't realize that when you're in here, you click on equipment, and you can change your weapons while you're in here. So you ain't gotta leave your portal to get out and change your weapons. You can even change your armor. Say, oh, I was on bugs, I'm going to do bots, I want to change my armor. Well, there you go. So you still have access to it while you're in the pod. Alright, that's a lot all at once. I hopefully answered some questions for some people. And hey, come on in and enjoy the game. I've got some links to my Discord, my website, a little store I put together. So check out some of the links down in the description, and feel free to look me up online and game, and come along and just send me a friend request. The matches I run are locked down because I stream to only friends. So send me a friend request, and that way you can join in. Alright, hey everybody, there you go up there. Hey, thanks a lot for watching. I hope I help somebody out that can learn to play the game a little easier.